In the turbulent world of global politics, few figures have been as polarizing, controversial, and influential in Latin America as Jair Bolsonaro, the former president of Brazil. For some, he is a fearless truth-teller who dared to defy the establishment. For others, he is a dangerous populist who weakened democratic institutions. But what makes him especially fascinating on the international stage is his close ideological alignment and personal admiration with the former U.S. President Donald Trump. This is the story of who Jair Bolsonaro is, the rise of his political career, and why Donald Trump called him a great man and the Trump of the tropics. Early life and military background. Jair Bolsonaro was born in 1955 in the small town of Glicério, in São Paulo state. His early life was modest, raised in a family of Italian and German descent. Like many Brazilian men of his generation, Bolsonaro was drawn to the military. In 1973, he joined the Agulhas Negras Military Academy, Brazil's equivalent to West Point. He served as an army captain during a period when Brazil was under a military dictatorship, 1964 to 1985. Bolsonaro's early reputation was already controversial. He was arrested in 1987 for planning to plant bombs in military barracks to protest low salaries. This episode foreshadowed his political style: confrontational, dramatic, and willing to court controversy to get attention. The deputy of controversy in 1988, after leaving the army, Bolsonaro was elected as a city councilman in Rio de Janeiro. 2 years later, in 1991, he entered Brazil's National Congress as a federal deputy, a position he would hold for nearly 3 decades. During these years, he became notorious for his provocative statements, praising the military dictatorship, declaring that a female colleague wasn't worth raping, saying that a police officer who doesn't kill is not a policeman. For decades, Bolsonaro was seen as a fringe figure, more of a media provocateur than a serious politician. But Brazil's political landscape was changing. Corruption scandals rocked the establishment, violent crime surged, and millions of Brazilians grew disillusioned with traditional parties. Bolsonaro's hardline rhetoric on crime, corruption, and culture wars began to resonate. The rise to the presidency in 2018, Bolsonaro capitalized on this frustration. Running under the banner of the Social Liberal Party, he presented himself as the anti-establishment outsider, promising to drain the swamp in Brasilia. The parallels with Donald Trump's 2016 campaign were obvious. Bolsonaro's campaign mixed fiery nationalism, a strong pro-military stance, promises of looser gun laws, and a harsh crackdown on crime. His slogan, "Brazil above everything, God above everyone," echoed Trump's "Make America Great Again." Aided by social media, WhatsApp groups, and an aura of authenticity, Bolsonaro surged in popularity. After surviving a stabbing attack during a campaign rally, he became a symbol of resilience to his supporters. In October 2018, he won the presidency with 55% of the vote, defeating the Workers' Party candidate Fernando Haddad. Bolsonaro's presidency. As president, Bolsonaro styled himself as a culture warrior. He challenged progressive agendas, clashed with the press, and framed himself as a defender of traditional values. Key elements of his government included security and crime, expanding gun rights and defending police accused of brutality. Economy, pro-market reforms, though often inconsistent. Environment, rolling back protections for the Amazon rainforest, which drew global criticism. COVID-19, his most controversial moment. Bolsonaro downplayed the virus, called it a little flu, and opposed lockdowns and vaccines, aligning with the rhetoric of Trump. His leadership style was combative, divisive, and always focused on social media. Like Trump, he built a direct line with his supporters through live streams and tweets, bypassing traditional media channels. Why Trump loves Bolsonaro. Donald Trump and Jair Bolsonaro share more than just political platforms, they share style, personality, and worldview. Populist outsiders, both rose to power by attacking elites and presenting themselves as outsiders. Nationalism, Trump's America first mirrored Bolsonaro's Brazil above everything. Culture wars, both embraced conservative causes, from opposition to LGBTQ rights expansion to anti-gender ideology rhetoric. Tough on crime and immigration, both positioned themselves as law and order candidates. Anti-media strategy, both called the mainstream press fake news. Climate change skepticism, both downplayed environmental concerns in favor of economic development. Personal admiration, Trump repeatedly praised Bolsonaro, calling him a great guy and strong leader. Bolsonaro, in turn, openly declared his love for Trump, even after Trump left the White House. Bolsonaro even refused to recognize Joe Biden's victory immediately in 2020, one of the last world leaders to do so, a clear gesture of loyalty to Trump. Decline and defeat in 2022, Bolsonaro faced re-election against former President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. Despite strong support from his base, he lost by a narrow margin. His refusal to fully concede, combined with claims of election fraud, sparked comparisons with Trump's false claims about the 2020 U.S. election. On January 8, 2023, Bolsonaro supporters stormed government buildings in Brasília, echoing the January 6 Capitol riot in Washington, D.C. Today, Bolsonaro faces multiple legal investigations, is banned from running for office until 2030, and has seen his political fortunes decline. Yet, his impact on Brazilian politics remains profound. Conclusion: Jair Bolsonaro's story is one of transformation, from a marginal congressman known for shocking statements to the most powerful man in Brazil. His rise, presidency, and downfall mirror the trajectory of Donald Trump in striking ways. For Trump, Bolsonaro represented a true ally in Latin America, someone who echoed his style and defended his worldview on the global stage. For Bolsonaro, Trump was a model and a mentor, proof that brash populism could conquer even the largest democracies. Love them or hate them, the Trump of the Tropics and the America First president will be forever linked in the history of 21st century politics.